Hello, this is the January 2019 video edition of the Iowa General Fund Monthly Revenue Memo. My name is Jeff Robinson, Senior Fiscal Analyst for the Iowa Legislative Services Agency, the nonpartisan support agency of the Iowa Legislature. This video covers Iowa General Fund revenue for fiscal year 2019 as it stands through the end of January of 2019. Revenue on a net fiscal year basis means year-to-date gross receipts minus tax refunds issued, adjusted for deposits and refunds that occurred after June 30, but were considered part of the previous fiscal year. On a net fiscal year basis, Iowa General Fund revenue growth for the current fiscal year has slowed significantly since mid-December. Through December 14th, net revenue for the fiscal year was up $205 million and 7.8%. But through January 31st, net revenue on the same basis is up only $101 million and 2.6%. The growth slowdown is completely the result of taxpayer behavior changes that were the result of federal tax changes enacted by Congress in December of 2017. One significant federal change was the initiation, beginning federal tax year 2018, of a $10,000 cap on the amount of state and local taxes that could be deducted from income when computing federal taxes. This change, coupled with an increase in the federal standard deduction, means that many Iowa federal itemized tax filers will switch to become standard deduction filers beginning with tax year 2018. This impending switch by taxpayers caused a significant increase in Iowa income tax estimate payments sent into the state by December 31st of 2017. To deduct state tax payments on federal tax year 2017 returns, the taxpayer must have made the payment by December 31st of 2017. When tax year 2017 turned to tax year 2018, the federal tax benefit from paying state income taxes evaporated for many Iowa taxpayers. And for those that traditionally make estimate payments, the previous benefit of paying by December 31st instead of the actual due date of January 31st also disappeared. So last year's December and January Iowa income tax revenue received a significant but temporary boost of more than $100 million, indicated by the red arrow on this graph. And this year's revenue comparisons are suffering because of it, indicated by the green arrow. However, neither last year's increase or this year's comparative decrease have anything to do with actual Iowa income tax liability. The only change has been the time frame when the state receives the income tax payment. These two tables illustrate the estimate payment impact on year-over-year revenue growth through December 14th. The top table shows general fund growth through that date, while the bottom shows growth through January 31st. Net individual income tax growth has retreated from $153 million in mid-December to less than $15 million at the end of January, a reduction in growth of $138 million. Returning to the first chart, the green arrow drop in estimate payments since mid-December equals $145 million, and this single issue accounts for the entirety of the individual income tax growth reduction over the time period. While the recent revenue growth slowdown is troubling, it is nonetheless expected. Two additional points need to be made about Iowa individual income tax revenue growth over the past 12 months and the next 6 months. Due to Iowa federal tax deductibility, the federal tax changes enacted at the end of 2017 have, for the past 12 months, been contributing to Iowa General Fund revenue growth through the automatic Iowa income tax increase that is the result of a reduction in federal income taxes. This has contributed significantly to the strong revenue growth since January of 2018. In response to this automatic tax increase, the 2018 Iowa Legislature reduced Iowa income tax rates and made other changes that reduce income tax liability. Most of the changes began to lower the tax liability of Iowa taxpayers beginning January 1, 2019, and the revenue impact is just now beginning. With the federal tax reduction in place now for 1 year and the state tax reduction just beginning, we should see much lower income tax growth for the rest of fiscal year 2019. Goodbye, thank you, and please check out the next monthly video memo in early March.